Hello, everyone. Sue.oneschuk here, continuing the workbook lessons of A Course in Miracles. And today, excuse me, we're on lesson 284. And today's lesson is, I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. And it reads, loss is not loss when properly perceived. Pain is impossible. There is no grief with any cause at all. And suffering of any kind is nothing but a dream. This is the truth, at first to be but said, and then repeated many times, and next to be accepted as but partly true with many reservations, then to be considered seriously more and more, and finally accepted as the truth. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. And I would go beyond these words today and past all reservations and arrive at full acceptance of the truth in them. And the prayer is, Father, what you have given cannot hurt. So grief and pain must be impossible. Let me not fail to trust in you today, accepting but the joyous as your gifts. Accepting but the joyous as the truth. So today, as I was reflecting on the Course with my fellow companions in the Course of Miracles, I was reminded in the Manual of Teachers of the section on trust. And we all are in the process of trusting God. So when it says, and I would go beyond these words today and past all reservations and arrive at full acceptance of truth in them, this takes trust. And in the Manual for Teachers on trust, it actually breaks trust down into 6 steps. And the first step in the manual on trust is, I forgot to mark the page, so I'm looking for it. I remember this, it is undoing the ego. The second step is a period of sorting out. And the third step is a period of relinquishment. The fourth step comes as a period of settling down. And the fifth step comes as a period of unsettling again. It says in there that an idea of sacrifice so central to his own thought system had made it impossible for him to judge. That's, we must learn to lay all judgment aside and ask only what God really wants in every circumstance. And finally, there's a period of achievement. The achievement of trust, the acceptance period. Now, all that I want to say when I'm, still in my own development here in the practice of the Course is still as well developing trust. It's a long process. All there is to have the willingness to develop that trust as we do the practice of the Course, as we practice the Course. So, our thoughts, are either in of the ego, of the ego thought system, or of the mind of God, one or the other. You know, and here's the thing, we're always choosing one or the other. So there's a question again today. Question I ask myself, what is it you want to experience? Now, the ego, again, is separation. And the ego is the suffering and pain. It says here, I can elect to change all my thoughts that hurt. And, you know, the reality of it is, when we're truly honest with ourselves, is that we live more in the reality of the ego thought system, than the reality of the truth of God, of the mind of God. The mind of God is always with us. But again, when we're being, again, radically honest, it's to recognize how much we're choosing the ego. You know, that where we live more in opposition and resistance to love, in resistance to God. You know, more shut down in closed-mindedness and closed-heartedness. So I want to add today in our study here and practice of the course and our reflection from chapter 12, section 7, which is titled Looking Within. And it starts in paragraph 6 and the third sentence, which says, remember always that you see what you seek. For what you seek, you will find. The ego finds what it seeks, and only that. The ego does not find love, for that is not what the ego is seeking. Yet seeking and finding are the same. And if you seek for two goals, you will find them, but you will recognize neither. You will find that, or you will think rather, they are the same because you want both of them. The mind always strives for integration. And if it is split and wants to keep the split, it will still believe it has one goal by making it seem to be one. Jesus goes on here and says, I said before that what you project or extend is up to you. Remember, ego projects, spirit extends love. The ego is projecting from fear. So again, it said, Jesus said, I said that what you project or extend is up to you, but you must do one or the other. For that is the law of the mind. And you must look in before you look out. Again, remember, this section is all about looking within. And as you look within yourself, you choose the guide. You choose the guide for seeing. You're either choosing the ego or you're choosing the mind of God. You're choosing to listen to the voice for God. It says, and then you look out and behold its witnesses. This is why you find what you seek. What you want in yourself, you will make manifest. And you will accept it from the world because you put it there by wanting it. When you think you are projecting what you do not want, it is still because you do want it. I'm going to read that again. When you think you are projecting what you do not want, it is because you do want it. And this leads directly to disassociation. For it represents the acceptance of two goals each perceived in a different place, separated from each other because you made them different. The mind then sees a divided world outside itself, but not within itself. Remember the statement again from Gary Renard: the world is not coming at us, it's coming from us. And this is what it's saying here in this part of the text. We're looking within. And the world's not being done to us, it's being done by us, by our mind, our thoughts. This is why this course is a mind training program. Is a mind training course. We're undoing the thought system of the ego that is not bringing us peace. The thought system of the ego continues to bring us the hurt, the suffering, the pain. And this lesson is that I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. So again, it says the mind then sees a divided world outside itself, but not within. This gives it an illusion of integrity and enables it to believe that it is pursuing one goal. The ego is a real tricker. A lot of trickery with the ego. It says, yet as long as you perceive the world as split, you are not healed. For to be healed is to pursue one goal, because you have accepted only one and want but one. And here is a very powerful statement here in the text to remember. When you want only love, you will see nothing else. So again, that is the reflection on lesson 284, which is reminding us in this lesson that I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. And the prayer, I'm going to read it again, is, Father, what you have given cannot hurt. So grief and pain must be impossible. Let me not fail to trust in you today, accepting but the joyous as your gifts, accepting but the joyous as the truth. We always have the option to change our mind. You know, I'll share this with you. I was given this a long while back when I didn't really understand this, waking up every day in dread, not understanding about the mind. And when we're in a deep sleep and just waking up in the morning, the ego does move in very quickly. So if you find yourself, which is a practice I've taken on over the years, sometimes I remember and sometimes I forget. If, you know, in waking up, if, you know, the ego is already bringing me into dread or the thought of the day, you know, that things may not go right, or that also the wake up into, you know, thinking about what happened in the past, the day before that, you know, where I was making myself wrong. Right there at the very beginning of the day is an opportunity when you're witnessing that, which I've learned and I continue to practice to the best of my ability, to then take those thoughts and turn them over to the Holy Spirit. Right in that moment, to make the Holy, or give the Holy Spirit, or ask the Holy Spirit to be in charge. Give it over to the Holy Spirit. That's how important it is, in a way to be able to start our day. That's why it's important to start our day in reflecting on the Course. Just merely opening this book begins the process of undoing any of the ego that may be distracting us from the love that we are. And I'm reminded right now that anytime you may find yourself out of your peace, it's been my experience and many others, and it said somewhere in the course, or I've learned through teachers along the way, just pick this course up and start reading it. It's a very high vibration. And it's another means as we continue to practice, as we continue to build our trust and accept it in the truly acceptance of the truth of who we are. This course will help us to shift our perception. Reading of it and turning it over to the Holy Spirit, most definitely, is where we shift our perception, which is the miracle. All right. Remember again, I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. So that is today's lesson and our reflection on the lesson, 284. Again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening and viewing this video. With that, the opportunity for me to be able to share. Again, remember, we're doing this work to heal ourselves. The chapter that I read from in the section was about looking within. So today, be open to be radically honest with yourself and look within, and choose the voice for God. Choose the mind of God that is within you always. All right. Please go below as always and like, comment, share, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And I look forward to being with you in the next video for lesson 285. Until then, from my heart to yours, I extend much love to you. And bye for now.